Is the Pittsburgh Steelers season over, or is this just a bad time? Can you come back from 3-7? I don't know, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. What I would say is that I don't know how many people believe that it is. What's up, everybody? I'm Noah Strackbine. Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. Find us on youtube.com/all Steelers talk or anywhere you get your podcasts. And today we're diving into, is the Steelers season over? So I got a text message last night from a fan, from a buddy that said, is the season over or is there still hope? And I don't know. It was tough to answer that one because you don't want to kill anybody's hopes or dreams. You don't want to kill any fans' passion and say, oh, well, the season's done. You just don't want to do that. Nobody wants to be that guy. It's like, I don't know. The Debbie Downer is never the liked one in the group. And I am not by no means a Debbie Downer. I might be the most skeptical human being on the planet. But I don't know. There's something about me that just says be positive when things are bad and things might turn positive. That's just the mindset I've always carried. But still, answering this text message, I had to be honest. I couldn't lie. I couldn't say, "Oh, it's still very much alive and you never know what could happen and maybe they could turn things around and the schedule gets easy." You just never know. You do know. You do. You know that even if things do turn around, that even if you could go beat Indy and then Atlanta and maybe steal one from Baltimore and finish 1-1 against Cleveland and beat Carolina and win against Vegas on Christmas Eve. If you could do all of these things, then maybe there's a chance. And maybe at that point, you find your way into the playoffs somehow. But what is the ceiling? At this point, like, what is the ceiling? If the ceiling is finding your way into the playoffs, I don't know how much higher it gets from there, because you got to start thinking, okay, well, you know, they somehow snuck their way into the wild card, but they got to play Patrick Mahomes. They got to play Josh Allen. They got to play the Miami Dolphins again. They have to play the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals. Like there's just so many teams that you look at them and say, "Oh yeah, there's just no way. There's just no way they'd compete." And that's okay, I feel. But I'm not in the locker room. I'm not the guys on the field. I'm just the guys talking to the guys on the field. And I kind of am starting to get the chance or the feeling that to a degree, some of them start to believe the same things I believe. The first person I want to bring up, the first example I want to use is Najee Harris after the game. Najee is the guy who, he's a true leader. He's a true blooded leader. You could tell that this guy was born with that gene that just says, I will lead men. I think Mike Tomlin has that gene. I thought Ben Roethlisberger had that gene. I think Najee Harris also has that gene. But even him, at some degree, to some degree, you kind of listened to him and just kind of felt, I don't know, like maybe it's not working. Maybe he understands that it doesn't matter how good you look at points right now. It just matters if you're winning games. And the Steelers aren't winning games. They're not able to win games. This is what he had to say after the game.
Najee, how frustrating is it to be back in this position?
It's not good, but we're just trying to be here and stack bricks. What happened today. It was a tough one. We really wanted this one, but we got to move on to the next one.
Are there any signs of encouragement that you can take from putting together a first half like the one that you guys had?
Yeah, I do. The first half, you said?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff we put on film. Obviously, we scored points. One time, I think we were 5 for 7 on third down. So that was just, we're building from there. And I think today we scored 30. I think it was our first time all season scoring 30, right? So there's good, but obviously it's not good enough. And in the NFL, you need to be good enough to win these games. You need to execute. You need to execute on important downs, just like that drive we was talking about. For us to succeed, it's all comes down to the big plays, and we didn't really execute on that.
It's not as if the Steelers don't want to win or as if they want to give up on the season. Nobody. I can't stress that enough. There's not a single person in Pittsburgh or in the locker room that wants to give up on the season. That's not part of who the Steelers are. That's not the players that they bring in. That's not going to change. This team wants to win, and they're playing damn hard to try and win. The problem is that they just can't, and that's more of a talent thing. At this point in the Steelers' history, in the Steelers' life cycle of the NFL, they are on a have to fall before you rise type of situation. It happened 20 years ago when Ben Roethlisberger was still playing at the University of Miami or Miami University, and it's happening right now. At some point, every single NFL team falls. It's just what they do. You can't win forever in the NFL. And everybody who's out there, and there's a lot of them. I mean, go read the YouTube comments. Go read my Twitter feed. There are so many people out there who will bring up, well, the Steelers haven't won a playoff game in this many years. Well, the Steelers haven't been dominant in this many years. That's because the Steelers should have hit this point in the life cycle years ago, but they've dragged it out. And that's credit to them. Most teams can't drag it out like this, but they push the limit, and here we are. The good news is that the Steelers don't really need a ton. They have a lot of holes, but they have pieces that are promising enough that you could say, okay, well, that one might be filled. You just got to let it develop. That one might be filled, but you also might just have to let it develop. Not a lot of teams could say that. A lot of teams say, all right, we don't have anything, and it's time to start from scratch. The Steelers are like almost at scratch, but they're not there. They're not as bad as most teams at this point in the life cycle. And even if nobody believes or if they're starting to get it in their head that this season isn't going to go the way that they want it to go, and they're not going to get where they want to get to, there's still like that urge that I have so much faith in the people in this room. And I think Alex Highsmith exemplified that after the game and put it into perspective that, yeah, things stink and nobody's happy right now. But at the same time, we got dogs here. We got people that we could lean on. And I don't know if a talent deficiency leaves you with a lot of hope, because it just shows you that every team is better than you because you just don't have the pieces yet. But if you have some of the pieces of the puzzle already in place and you just got to fill the rest of them, it means that the future's bright. This is what Alex had to say after the game.
We just, we know we got to be better, but we're going to see, really test the character of our team right now, how we respond. We got a big game coming up next Monday, and so we still got 7 games left, and so we just got to bounce back and continue playing. And so we got to have a core group of guys, step up and everyone just hold each other accountable, because tonight was not it. Like I said, we just got to execute better.
To that point. Why are you confident there's enough character there?
Huh?
Why are you confident there's enough character there?
There's other guys in this room. I know, when adversity hits, guys in this room can bounce back, and so I don't know the guys in this room can.
So the second text message that I got after I replied to this guy and said, hey, I think it's over. It stinks. Nobody wants to see them lose, but maybe it's better this way because then you get 3 high draft picks. Next message that I got back was, I know, but I'm just so used to seeing them get into the playoffs. And that's understandable. And that's the hardest part of this entire thing. The hardest part is knowing what the Pittsburgh Steelers have been and trying to say, okay, well, we have to get back there, but it's going to take some effort and some time. Nothing is built in a day. The Steelers took a long time to find themselves built up to a point where they could succeed with Ben Roethlisberger. They built everything, and then they plugged in their Hall of Fame quarterback. This time around, they plugged in their quarterback and didn't have anything else ready to go. So now they got to build the rest of it. And I understand that. They saw the importance of a franchise quarterback. They saw what Ben Roethlisberger did to this entire organization for 18 years. And especially at the end, because at the end, you saw that this team should have been exactly where they are right now 4 or 5 years ago, but they weren't able to do so because Ben was pulling them along with everything he had. So they saw the importance of a franchise quarterback and they said, we have to get another one of these. It made sense, but they didn't have the pieces around that franchise quarterback to say, okay, we could probably win right now. That's the next step in the cycle, is to fill the rest of the holes and then see if your quarterback is quote unquote a franchise quarterback. It's going to be tough and it's going to be hard, but I think the Steelers are in the right situation to do so rather quickly. I think you look at this and you say, okay, well, 3 picks within the first 40 picks of the NFL draft is huge, and you could do a lot with that. You could go find another George Pickens or TJ Watt or possibly somebody better, because you might end up with a top 10 pick. That's how you begin the next cycle or the next chapter in this cycle. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to hear it. I get it. I get it. Nobody is excited about this. Do you think my job gets easier if they stink? No. It gets so much harder when guys are mad and angry and upset in the locker room. Nobody wants to talk about how bad they are. Nobody wants to ask questions about how bad you are. Nobody wants to watch a team knowing that there's no future right now. It's just a bad part in the NFL life cycle. But it's one that the Steelers will get out of, and that they have the pieces to get out of it. It's just a matter of filling the rest of them, finding enough pieces that they can actually move up. Because you can't just rock with what you have and say, okay, well, eventually it'll work. You got to go out there, you got to struggle, and you got to build. And then at the other side of this, there's a lot of light, a ton of light.